I have seen even governors in funerals, in churches, like the governor, clueless governor for Nyeri, debating the finance bill and saying he will vote no, as if he votes in this house. And you know that governor, Honorable Speaker, even has no idea of what is contained in the finance bill, has not even bothered to follow what the public discourse. And therefore, I would just appeal to even the governor for Nyeri. I know the people sending him are the same characters who are trying to mobilize members of parliament. And I must thank these honorable members of the National Assembly because they have refused to be incited against the finance bill and insisted on waiting for the report of the Finance Committee to read, understand what is now contained in that report, see what amendments come out of the public participation. Then we make decisions based on what will come. But we cannot make decisions based on what some funny governor is saying in some church somewhere, Honorable Speaker. And I thank the Honorable Junet for raising that question because it gives us the opportunity also to put into proper perspective the workings and operations of the National Assembly and indeed Parliament. That we never preempt debate to go and debate things out there before they come before us. The bill is rightly before the Finance Committee. The Finance Committee is considering the bill plus the proposed amendments that have come from members of the public and other stakeholders and Kenyans at large.
The governor of Nyeri, that is Mutahi Kahiga. I listened to him, I couldn't believe that I'm listening to a leader who has been elected by the people in a county. That he was castigating the government of the Republic of Kenya for extending development projects to Kenyans. That he wondered why the stadium in Bungoma was completed in a record 2 weeks, and yet the one in Nyeri is still pending. And yet the people of Bungoma did not vote as much as people of Nyeri for the government. He also lamented why the sugar debts, the debts for the sugarcane farmers was being waived. And yet sugarcane farmers did not vote for this government, Honorable Speaker. We must actually, in one accord, say without any equivocation that the government of the Republic of Kenya belongs to all Kenyans. And all Kenyans pay taxes. All Kenyans pay taxes. Be they in Bungoma, Kakamega, Siaya, where I come from, or Nyeri. They are all Kenyans. They are all Kenyans. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, time has come now. Some of us have got no business, by the way, with the differences in UDA. We perceived, I don't know. Whatever issues that are in UDA don't concern us. But you cannot stand on a public platform and be seen to be discriminating against a section of Kenyans on account of how they voted in the last elections. So I said while I was in CIA yesterday, Juzi, that governor must be called to order. And if for sure he's pursuing some agenda, which we don't know, then that agenda is contrary to the national interest, Honorable Speaker, and the Constitution, of course.
So what I want to ask my brothers and sisters in this house, the Nyeri people are innocent, and I want to apologize on behalf of Nyeri people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I want to make it clear here, Honorable Speaker, that the utterances by the governor of Nyeri on what he said is clearly true, that man is not fit to hold office, and I want to call upon ESTC to begin the process of removing him from office because every Kenyan requires development. Wherever you come from in this country is not a criminal offense. The tribe that you are is not a criminal offense, and the governor for Nyeri is not fit to hold public office, and the grounds for removing him should begin immediately today. They even ought to have begun yesterday, Honorable Speaker.
I want to support the majority leader in his statements. Mr. Speaker, me and you have been around for the longest. And you remember how the problems in DRC started when Mobutu Sese Seko was the president. He tried to victimize a small minority who are pastoralists called Banyamulenge. Banyamulenge. And there were hardly 1 million of them in a nation of over 60 million. They took up arms because nobody would accept to be a second-class citizen in his own country. DRC has never seen peace since then. It doesn't matter how big your numbers are. If the smallest community in Kenya decides, I'm having a road deal and I'm going to destroy this country, they have the capacity to do it. Let us keep our unity as a nation. We have the most beautiful country in the world. The diversity is our strength. It's not supposed to be our weakness. When a very senior government official says all politics is local, what are you talking about? And you want to be the president of this country? Who's going to allow you to be the president of this country? Because you're basically saying that I will only take care of my small village up there. Honorable Chungwa, you have done us proud, and many like you. Let us keep the unity of this country for God's sake and not listen. And the National Cohesion and Integration Commission should be doing its job. It should be doing its job very well. We went close to having a collapsed state, Mr. Speaker, in 2007. Me and you were in the parliament that time. 2008. We avoided that calamity and complete dissolution of the Kenya government because many people came from all over the world to come and assist us. We have to learn from the mistakes we made in the past and never try and do it again. We've seen what happened in Rwanda. They tried to eliminate completely a small minority of Tutsis who are 15%. But they came back and they're ruling that country for 30 years and they'll rule for another 50 years. Nobody gives you a guarantee because you have the numbers that you're going to take over a country. No.
The national cake is not being shared equitably. Most parts of this country are not receiving resources. And I want to support him. Let us not be a government that preaches unity because it is favoring us. Because if there is chaos, people who are stealing will not steal. You don't steal in chaos. You steal when there's unity. So we don't want this conversation about unity because we need unity and peace so that we can be able to steal in peace. Let us be genuine about unity. If you're talking about unity, let it be about genuine unity. You can't tell me that you are preaching unity here, but there's no development that is coming to my area. You can't tell me you want Kenyans to be united because the preaching you are giving us is for your good. So the Nyeri governor should not be discussed here, Honorable Speaker, unfairly. And I agree with him. The government must ensure equity in sharing of national cake so that all Kenyans can be happy and be peaceful and be united. You cannot be united in statements, in empty statements. Let us be united. Let us have real unity. Real unity is about how many resources, how much money is going to Siaya, vis-a-vis how much money is going to Kiambu. How much money is going to Washington vis-a-vis how much money is going to Kisumu. That is the unity that I want to hear about, not unity, empty statements about unity. I support the Nyeri governor. Thank you.